Right. Hello, guys. Good. Good. I got my next range of superstars in here, right? The calling time, I wanted to feature my uh, pull out to do a standby. Can you bring the computer downstairs for the training room? I want to put Wendy on during the calling time. Okay. All right, it's 2 to 4 hours. I tend to be, I fill my time up. I also have a lot of content to show.
You said what?
So let's shoot the breeze for 3 minutes. My name is Gary Nix. Been here for almost 17, 18 years. Uh, and I've been blessed to do pretty well. You guys, and more importantly is I've been in a lot of transactions. I think my average transaction per year for the last 10 years started like around 45 to 40. So, and you guys will get the benefit of, you know, I tend to have some tough parts to deal with, but that's not the issue here. It's getting the benefit of, how do you make it from one transaction to the other? How do you do that? How do you embrace? I love this subject matter. Embrace your job. Because it's knowing that we have a job to do. I think a lot of people are, I don't know, they don't quite get understanding that even though it's your business, it's a job. And if you go to a corporate person, before I came into real estate, I used to do retail sales. You don't show up late, that's fine. And I did retail management for a little bit too. So you gotta show up on time. And then you gotta fill your time. I remember back in the days when I was working for, you guys know Fry's Electronics, right? I was working for Fry's in Anaheim. And I decided, because my wife works in Manhattan Beach, I decided, okay, we need to move. I used to live, my first house was in Corona. So even though I was living in the south area before I moved to Corona. And after all that drive, because I work in LA, it was kind of fun. So anyway, I was working at Fry's in Anaheim, and I remember saying I need to move to the Fry's in Manhattan Beach. And the hard time I have with the manager there, because he knows I was a blessing to him. Not only do I do well, I get everybody else to do very well. So we were like the #1 team in our department in the whole, Fry's. So it's like, hell no, you are not gonna go anywhere. Luckily, because he was doing so well, they promoted him to another level. So he didn't care. I was able to make my transfer. So my point is, where you show up for work, you gotta show up. Show up for work and be ready to do what you're supposed to do. And enjoy doing it along the way, have fun. We're gonna talk about that. You guys if you don't feel me while I'm talking to you, you never know. You're gonna feel me for sure. You know, so well, just kind of shooting the breeze for another minute. It's that. Now I am technological challenge a little bit. I know what my good points are and what my not so good points. So right from the beginning, I've always had some help. So that way you can do what you're supposed to do 100%, right? Sorry, what else did I?
No, if you want, I can move the mouse. You just tell me next slide and I'll go
No,
through.
but I can. Okay, I used to comment. He told me to press this and go back. That's not bad.
You can if you Excel,
Say press X.
you can probably right click.
Is it gonna be, how many people on the call? Do we have people online too?
Yeah, I think there's some people trying to get in. You have to admit them.
Oh, I have to be the one admitting them? Holy moly. Okay. Where there?
If you go towards the green icon, yeah. And then under participants, you might see that. There you go. You see admit.
Okay.
You go towards participants on the left. You can see who's in there.
Like I tell you, when I'm making my calls, which I'm gonna try and show you guys, when I make my calls, I do believe in calling. That's my kind of thing. Some people, the door knocking, or open house, calling, I spend time on the phone. But I do have a virtual assistant. So she's usually on when I'm talking to somebody, she's writing the notes down. Because, yeah, Kojo. So I'm admitting the people or you admitting?
Oh, I'll take care of it. I'm watching at the front.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry. So what is
Where, I don't, okay, it's on one way.
He's about to.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay, when if you're on the line, just stay mute for now. When I need you, I'll call you. Okay, welcome to Ignite. This is the second class in Ignite. I hope we're gonna get on a ride for the next 2 hours. And my goal is to make you guys enjoy it, have fun with it. I want to go with I went through the study of the class. I'm always gonna add my stuff here and there. Are you guys okay with that? Okay. I still,
You can Excel.
okay. All right, this is what I was, I don't usually just click the button and gets you in there. So what are we going to cover today? Recognize your role as a fiduciary for clients. We're gonna spend a lot of time talking about the 6 core competency, for business, how you can run your business well. We'll review the success story, we'll do some recap, and you guys will get into your daily system. All right. So recognizing your role as a fiduciary for clients, that's gonna be our main. He needs to come and help me out. Can somebody call him up? He needs to stay with me for a couple of minutes. Well, yeah. The past, they just tell me to, press one thing and go there. This is good. All right, anybody got any questions for Mr. Fire? Let me actually know who are here. Are you all new or you've been in real estate before?
I'm IT good. I actually just got my license in November, so I signed with KW in December.
Awesome, awesome. Have you done any activities so far yet?
I have been doing like the team meetings and roll call, like script play.
Okay.
That's pretty much it.
Okay.
I'm Austin. I got my license in December. I signed up with Keller Williams, I believe, January.
Welcome.
Hello, sorry for being late. My name is Chris. I just got my license also.
Okay, all right.
Jamila Majesty, so, I've been around real estate all my life since I was like 9 years old, because my parents, here in California, Northern California, had their own, broker mortgage company in Northern California. And I
So-
first became licensed in 2005 in the state of New York, even though I was born and raised in California. And then I got my license here in California in 2017. And I'm just still trying to make money with it. It just keeps costing me money,
Okay, well, hopefully we'll have a conversation that's gonna turn that around. All right,
David, I just got my license last week.
okay. So, so you need to get me comfortable with this. I'm clicking on stuff and it's going back and forth.
Let's try maybe the keyboard. Actually, yeah, let's do this method instead, just left and right for back and forth.
Nice.
It should be a little easier, just,
Okay, cool. All right. Newbie. So let me give you guys a little story. Because I was one of you guys before. I remember 2007. I walked in, I took back then, we used to call it 443. You guys call it Ignite now. So it's like 4 months, 4 transaction, 443, whatever. And anyway, I came in there just like you all, and instructor was talking, and I listened in very well. I think what happened is most people they participate, but they don't really participate, right? They're kind of like listen in, because I remember back then, it's probably like a class of 5 or 6 of us. But if you really participate, do the homework they tell you to do. Because literally, within a month, I got into escrow on a property. And I remember the guy, these 2 guys, I did an open house for one of the agents in the office. And it's a still open house. She's done that open house for like 3 months. And get nobody offer. No, and I'm like, okay, can I just do 1 second? I learned what I learned in the 443 class, let's take it in. But sales is kind of my thing anyway. Anyone of you have sales background before real estate? Okay, right. What area of sales?
Timeshare and telemarketing, selling vacations.
Okay, good. That's really good one.
Yeah.
Any one of you guys?
How's it?
Huh?
How's it?
Cars? Okay. Okay. I actually saw cars for a little bit too. Didn't do too well in cars. I'll tell you a little more about that. I like the way.
Telemarketing as well and retail and customer service.
So you all have the ingredients, right, for you to do well in real estate. Okay. I remember doing this open house, and it was a house in Redondo, small little house, 2-bedroom, 1 bath. It's an R2 lot. I don't know how I know about R2. That was like the beginning of my business. But anyway, this guy walked in, I'm like, listen, forget the house, let me take you to the backyard. And I, this is what you can do, you can put another house right here, and you can create this much more money. You know, if you wanna rent it out, blah, blah, and you're like, cool, we like it. So it's funny, about 2 years ago, I saw one of the guy, Nathan. I'm like, Nathan, because I've called him, you know, I do follow up. I'm really big on, client relationship and stuff like that, but he never answered my call. So I just happened to drive by the place. I'm like, check this place out. And they were doing some work in front of the house. I'm like, are you kidding? You all don't hear my call. It's like, then he told me, Gary, we don't know. That was your first sale in real estate, and I kind of laughed because I handled them like I was a pro. So it's always, no matter what you do, always be at ease and don't let the situation get too much ahead of you. You learn the basic stuff. Keller Williams is going to teach you some stuff, and I'm going to impart some stuff on you guys. You walk out of here, you got to feel like a pro. Okay? How you intercede with people. Don't you see anything you don't know, you don't need to fake it. All right. Let me get back with you on that. All right. You call anybody, you stop anybody on the hallway. What do I say to a client? This, they will tell you. And then you go back there and you hone that thing. All right. So we're going to talk about a little practice on how you hone stuff when you're dealing with people. And you can do just that. Now, I've been in a room like this several times. This is not my first night. I want you, everybody stand up, Okay, I need some energy. Do we have 6 of you? Perfecto. Oh, Jesus. All right, I want you to look at the person next to you and say, you got this one, baby.
You got this one, baby.
Come on, guys. Give him a high five. You got this one, baby. Okay. So everything starts when you're concerned. We're gonna do a lot of affirmation. I'm big in affirmation. I think Jamila came into our affirmation morning last week or something.
Yeah, it was just you and me.
Okay. Jesus. Oh, excuse me, I don't want to step on my leg. Okay. All right. Okay, so we're gonna move with the schedule of the class as much as possible, but again, we will. Where's the pen just show me? All right, so we're gonna talk about lead generation, how to capture and convert to appointments. We're gonna talk about, present to buyers and sellers and getting agreements, because that's where your money comes from, okay? Show buyers, properties and market sellers. And then we'll talk a little bit about writing and negotiating contracts and coordinating sale to closing. And then, of course, I hope you know how to manage the money. The managing money is actually a critical part of this, because even myself, people will look at me and say, oh, you do so much business. The last 2 years, well, I wanted to, even though I was doing a lot of business, there was no profit. And the young lady that came here, she just put a hammer on me and said, okay, we're gonna have to have profit, because we can't be living, deal to deal. And thanks to her, we finally getting there. All right, okay, so we're gonna talk about the 6 core competencies. The real deal with real estate. Look at the person next to you and tell them, you have to make a lot of contacts. Come on, first each other. We are in a contact spot, okay? You have to make a lot of contacts. However way you're gonna make those contacts, you gotta make up your mind that you have to do that. And, for those of you that have telemarketing in your background, easy money. Same thing you've been doing before, right? But you gotta put yourself in, that space where you can connect with people. If you don't connect with people, guys, you ain't gonna have no business. It's really, the bottom line. So now, it's 6 of you. I can talk to you, get a no, 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 and then get a me. Or luckily you get a yes. Right? You don't know, you're just gonna know over time. I remember when I was trying to figure out, okay, when I make cold call, how many leads do I actually get? You know, and I remember, I'm like, okay, let me focus on this 1 week. I'm gonna do 100 contacts, 20 contacts every day, get to 100. And at the first 100, I had 0 lead. Right? I did the next 100, I had 0 lead. And then I did the third 100, I got 3 leads. So that quickly made me understand, okay, so when you had it together, it took 300 contacts to get those 3 leads. And then I did the next 100 to just complete the month. I got 5 more leads. So all of a sudden, my average from, I don't know, 300 to 1 become more like 150 to 1. Right? But if you don't get there, you don't get that lead. You know, yesterday, my PA is on the line. I was thinking I was going to show her here, but I didn't know this thing's got no great computer. But yesterday we were making calls, and sometimes you make those calls and you just connecting, right? And but sometimes you're not. And so yesterday we were making all this calls, and you know, I've learned that when I don't connect now, I'll send a text, you know, to the people. That sometimes people respond to text, right? And KW has actually have a thing that you want to make contact to contact first. If you make a text or you put a social post, you have to get a response to it to become a contact. All right? Again, you have to measure how your contact works. So anyway, my point is yesterday, I was sounding like, okay, I'm getting tired. We've made all these calls and it's like, we ain't gonna know it. And I said, all right, we're gonna make this one, that's it. And then one call with me, it was a good lead. Let's keep it going. So you just don't know when you're gonna make that connection, right? Now, if I'm calling my database, people that I know, it's gonna go much better, right? Because I will get a lead or referral or something like that pretty quickly with that. But you know, your database is still your database. People you know are still people you know. If you're going to get more business, you have to look for some people you don't know. Yes.
How is it the best way to go meet more people, like, if that makes sense, to pick up more leads? Do you know good places to go, or like how to get in contact with type of people like that? Does that make sense?
Okay, can you kind of tell me where your house is at?
Okay, so let's say we record like all of our warm calls, like everybody in our family, everybody we know. How else, if nobody's given a referral, how else can we get more leads when we're already completed? So it's like, where can we go?
Okay.
Or what websites can we check?
So there is another class we call Bold, and I'm a big student of Bold. Bold is kind of like Ignite on steroids. Number one, you guys don't pay anything for Ignite. Bold you pay money for. So you want to be accountable to the money you put into it. And they make it mandatory that you need to have 20 contacts every day in that class. So if you don't, you file out, you lose the money, you get nothing. Now the goal is if you do your job well and you get business, you get your money back, right? So when I'm taking Bold, I'm gonna answer you on 2 levels. First of all, I know there's thing called yellow pages, right? You guys don't know anything about that anymore, but you can still find them everywhere. Sometimes at the home, you have a yellow page, you can just dial in people there, right? But we have lists of leads, you have expired calls, people that listed their house and, took it off the market, you can call them. You have Facebook, people that list their home for sale by themselves, you can call them. But more importantly is, I remember when I was taking Bold and I had done all the dialing and I had the numbers, but nobody was answering the freaking phone. So, and in Bold, I hate to go back to class. We do it once a week. I hate to go back to class and I don't have my contacts. It just felt like I failed. And I still, because I've taken so much Bold, it's still part of me. It's part of my DNA that if I don't make the contact, it feels like I failed my job that day.
What is this class called? Where is it?
They'll come around. They come around every quarter or so. Okay. So anyway, I was taking this Bold class and I need to get this contact. I created a flyer. You have to have a content, right? I went to Home Depot, right? Home Depot, one down the street here. People that go there, they own homes, right? They're buying stuff for their home. And I'm just introducing myself to people. Here's my flyer. If you have, you need any question around your home, give me a call. And you're gonna talk, if you're there for an hour, you're gonna talk to 20 people. And we used to have a session we call a Bold 100. That means you're doing 100 contacts in one day. And you can see how people get creative to do that. You don't want to do that at Costco, I can tell you that, because Costco people don't want to talk to you. They just want to eat, right? But if you go to anything that's, real estate related, it's so many creative ways. You can go to the beach and walk your dog and have flyers with you and give people candies. This one lady's like, I went to the beach and she's walking the dog and she had a flyer and she was giving people candy. So a lot of people are like, oh, you want to get candy, go get that dog. And she'll talk to you about real estate. And she actually got a listing appointment from there. So once we get out of ourselves, there's opportunities everywhere. Now, of course, do you go to parties? Do you have events that's happening around you that you can go to? There's so many places. Of course, you want to look for quality leads later on. But in the beginning, just getting to finding those opportunities, right? All right, so lead generating, so I want you to repeat after me. Say, I have to make a lot of contacts. All right, together, please, guys. 1, 2, 3. I have to make a lot of contacts to find some leads. Those leads will get me appointments. The appointments will get me contracts signed. As many contracts signed that I get, I make money. All right? So that's what this business is. But, you could start with 1,000 contacts to get 20 leads. But it took you 1,000 contacts. So where can I be in front of 1,000 people? If you do an open house, if it's a good open house, some open house, I've been doing open house lately that 20 people come up, like pretty cool. And then we can do some open house. That's why I don't normally like open house. I'm not gonna.
I'll do them for you. I'll hold them for you. I don't like them.
But some people really, that's their way to make business. As an agent, needs to be here. All of his deals, it's listing, all of that stuff come from open house. And I'm really successful at it when I do it too. It's just, I kind of like to be at home. Open house, you're kind of waiting for people. You almost take me back to my retail days. We started like doing it much. But wherever that may be, wherever way you can go. Some people go to events. You know, they find out your church is doing an event, you know of any event to go to, just go in, you know, put on your KW gear. Put on your KW hat, put on your badge, you know, I think someone was saying that at the team meeting, last week or so. Bring your badge. People gonna ask you a question, hey, go to the grocery store and have your badge. And people gonna ask you a question. You're always gonna be in front of people, it's just, don't make yourself quiet. It's interesting thing, I was looking at, I was at the gym this morning, I'm like, at the gym, how many people know that I'm a real estate agent? I've been going to the gym for like, I live in this particular gym probably for the last 3 years, right? And over the years, you know, how many people knows me as a real estate agent? Just a few people that you connect with, right? But if you're really purposeful, can you do something more? But of course, when you go to the gym, you sweat and all that stuff. So it's just finding those opportunities. But leads, we are in a lead generating business, and you gotta be comfortable with it. You gotta, you know, when we talk about embracing a job, the one thing I'm gonna let you guys know, if nothing else, is every day, are you making that connection every day? If you're not, you're not gonna be in business. If you are, I don't care at what level you are, so long as you are, business will come. You know, so sorry, I don't want to put Wendy. I think. Okay, we still have, oh, Jesus, there's a lot of slides on this thing, and I'm dealing with just one. Okay, let me move. Okay. All right. So, and then we're going to talk about presenting to buyers and sellers and getting agreement. Okay. Of course, again, the reason why I spend a lot of time on the lead generating part, because that's where the core of the business comes from. Right? It's really making those connections and being purposeful. This topic is about embracing your job as a realtor. So let's go through the class. What do you assume your job to be? Can we start with you? What do you assume your job to be?
I mean, assisting people buying homes, selling their homes, getting a second home, investing in real estate.
Okay. Ms. Jamila,
What's the question?
what do you assume your job to be?
To assist people in buying or selling their home or finding lease properties, and as well as like commercial and business as well.
Right? What do you assume your job to be?
Same thing that everybody kind of just said, but at the same time, creating a system when you find that consistent base of, once you figure out the right way to do it, you just kind of follow the same way you did it every single time, because you know it works, and that way you can just get as many as possible.
Okay. What do you assume your job to be?
Helping people that are probably most important decision in their life. Picking a home, so I think the biggest investment that somebody does in their life. So.
I like that. What do you assume your job to be?
Like everybody else said, helping people find their home, but not only that, putting that genuine connection with those people so they're able to refer me to others, and like actually having that bond. It's not just like I helped you sell your house, it's like let me help you invest into more property, stuff like that. So having that connection.
Facilitate closing of real estate deals in such a way that everybody involved wins.
Nice. I want it to be personal to everybody. If you feel that, in your veins that this is what I do, okay? At the end of the day, we are in a lead generating business. Okay? And then converting those leads to become appointments. And those appointments to getting contracts signed. And then negotiation will come along and all of the closings will come along. Okay? I want you guys to be very comfortable with that. So it's gonna require presenting to buyers and sellers, you know, what do you present to buyers? What do you present to buyers?
The
Different
CMA.
opportunities, different.
the CMA. Oh, sorry, buyers.
Yeah.
Homes that are for sale.
Okay? What do we present to buyers? I mean, Justin, right?
Us,
Austin, okay.
it's that they wanna see things that they're interested in, what they're looking for.
Okay. I'm looking for one thing. What do you present to buyers? Okay. We are also in a dream fulfilling business. Okay? For a buyer to buy, buyer buy with what?
Emotions,
Money.
money,
Well, emotion is number one. Money is number two. If the emotion is not tied to what they want to do,
they're not gonna buy it.
then they're not. So you are also in a uniquely business where you create dream fulfillment for people. Right? Somebody that's never owned a home and you get them to buy a home. And if you stay at it long enough, you get them to buy 2 homes. If you stay at it long enough, they refer you to other people that buy homes. If you stay at it long enough, they sell their home and upgrade to another home. Right? We are in along the way, if you buy a home and then eventually you sell that home, you buy a bigger one, you know, usually you improve it, right? What are you creating? You're creating a dream, you're fulfilling people's dreams. If you see yourself as that, you're gonna stay long and it's, you know. Okay. Let's stay. All right. So you know, and by the way, for buyers and sellers, right? Now sellers are, you know, they sell with more numbers in their mind. I want to make money, which is great too, right? You're making them money. Buyers, on the other hand, you gotta create that equation where, and you gotta connect with them, guys. You can't be, if I'm talking to you and my hands, I don't know if the guys are, is that a camera? Okay. If I'm talking to you and my hands is like this, or my hand is like this, do you think that person is gonna warm up to me? Yeah.
Thank you.
What you gotta do is get them from being like this to chilling with you. That's when you make the connection. You know, we're gonna talk, I don't know if this is a class, again, I'm gonna give you a little more than the class, okay? You're gonna talk to people where you're on the table, they're sitting down. We're sitting down together, right? And we would have our hands like this, right? Or we would have our hands like that. And you gotta get them to warm up well enough to the point where they're loosening up their hands. That's when you're making the connection. Right? Okay. So we're gonna obviously show buyers and then market sellers. Let's get into the thing. And write and negotiate contracts. So now I think there's gonna be a class where you guys actually learn about writing offers and stuff like that. Welcome to that. But if you get a buyer tomorrow that wants to write an offer, don't act like you don't. I'm telling you, there's 2 guys, when I show them property, they love it. I'm like, okay, let's go write an offer. do you have a lender? They said, no. I said, I got the right lender for you. Come out to my office. And so they're driving their car, I'm driving my car. I called my team leader. I said, hey, Peter, I got some clients. They said, go to the car form, log into the car form, do this, do that. I'm like, okay, cool. I didn't know how to write an offer, but my God, they still did not know that that was my first sale. They find out years later. Right? So you don't do your question while they are around. I go ask a question and I come back, like, okay, guys, we're gonna put the offer together. Here's the thing we need to go into. Right? And boom, you put it together. But again, you're gonna have somebody in charge of you, like you need to make, you need to do something, they will help you. That's why I love Keller Williams. You're gonna get some help, right here, all right? And then you're gonna wanna coordinate the sale to closing, meaning just find out the next step. Always try and be, how can you coordinate the sale to closing? Be one step ahead of your client. Now, how do you know how you get there? Is somebody available to help you? What do I do next? I just got an offer accepted from the buyer. What do I do next? Okay. They'll tell you, get the buyer to put a deposit into an escrow and then schedule inspection. Call the lender, be in touch with the lender to make sure they send in the buyer the disclosure. All of a sudden, you come to the buyer and say, hey, now that we got the offer accepted, this is what we're gonna do next, right? You look like a pro. You don't know any difference, right? So you're gonna have helping hands along the way. That's that. And then manage the money. Very important here, because a lot of people, I remember that first closing I had $16,000. I mean, working in retail, and I did really good at retail. I used to be like close to 100,000. I never really hit 100. I think the best year I had was like 99. Almost like $300 to make 100,000. But all of a sudden you get a check for $16,000. Like, whoa! Took a nice vacation. But manage that money well, because it doesn't come around. And one thing I'm going to share with you guys that the person that was helping me back then guided me to. I don't know if it's what got my mind into believing in more stuff. It's when you get a buyer in escrow, it's not the time for you to babysit that escrow. It's go find another buyer. Go find another one. Go find another one. You're in, you're getting some help along the way, go find another one. Most people make a mistake of, oh, you're in, and they want to babysit that thing, all the way to the end. And then when that thing is done, you go spend the money, and then you're back to, oh, I'm back in the real estate business. I gotta go hunt for it. You gotta keep it perpetually going on. So everybody say, I keep it perpetually going on. All right, we have some affirmations to come across this thing. Okay, mindset matters. Everything in real estate is about what we believe that we can do. What the mind believes, the mind can achieve. All right, so everybody stand up. We're gonna do a lot of affirmation. So I want you to say this loud and call it to your chest. All right? Say, I believe.
I believe.
I am a top producer.
I am a top producer.
Okay. Thank you very much. Because you can't do that. No. I'm trying to like take your hand off, because you gotta believe that. Okay? Everybody say it again. I believe.
I believe.
I am a top producer.
I am a top producer.
I do what top producer do?
I do what producer do.
I get top producer results.
I get top producer results.
All right, come on, give somebody a high five. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Come on. So this thing well. Let's go. Okay. I think there is another affirmation they have here. Okay. All right, so somebody read that. Oh, actually, let everybody read it together.
To achieve your
highest
highest
potential,
potential,
seek
seek
for
for
competence
competency.
must be done consistently and done well.
Okay, so those are all the things we just talked about, that they must be done consistently and done well. And what's the number one of that? What's the number one of that? Come on, guys.
Lead generate capture.
Thank you. Thank you. Lead generation, because if you don't get leads, you
Don't get
Nothing
money.
else matters.
your business coming. You know, and unfortunately, I love to say, you make one call and the lead is right there. No, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. It really takes a lot of calls to get us leads. A lot of door knocking to get us leads. You know, a lot of, well, maybe one event, you get a lead, yeah.
What do you feel like, with your experience, the most effective approach has been for you? Like door knocking, driving for dollars, cold calling? What do you feel like you've been the most successful in?
Calling has been my thing.
Cold calling?
Not cold. Cold calling, so here's the thing. I love cold calling. I still do it till today. We did some this morning already. We're actually really lucky today. It was great. I have 1 hour to maybe 1.5 hours to do lead generation. I got like 10 or 11 contacts. Wow, this is good. Now I'm gonna have to make up some more this evening. So hopefully I can do it with you guys. That's why I have my system online, but I just don't have to set it up for me. But yeah, everybody's different, right? There's a guy here who's, I believe, our #1 producer this year. He does not the neighborhood consistently, right? We have people that do open house consistently, and they get business from it consistently. So you gotta find where your soft spot is. In the beginning, I would recommend you do it all, you know, and then you're gonna see where you're getting more results from. And I won't say to stay with that one, because honestly, I do a lot of connection. I've built pretty lofty database after, 18 years, right? So, and a lot of my business, I mean, we look at last year, 80% of our business came from my database, right? And yet, I think about 2 years ago, I was looking at it the year before, out of the 50 deals we did, like 40, almost 46 of them came from the database. I said, screw it, let's just do database call only. And we started doing the database call 6 months into the year. I was really way behind in my production. So I'm like, wait a minute. So I talked to my coach, I'm like, coach, what's going on? We're doing all database call, and I think at the 6th month, we had done 20 deals, and I had to go to do 100. So I'm like, shit, this ain't working. So I find out putting some time into cold calling, because you're looking for business beyond you. It brings even more of the business that's within you to come out. Let me say that again. You're looking for business beyond you. It brings more opportunity for business within you to come out. Why do you guys think that's so?
More experience, more time to trial and error. When you go out there trying to actually find it, you're gonna be able to like throw more things at the wall and see what actually sticks.
Okay, anybody else? So the energy you put out begets the energy that comes in. Let me repeat that. I feel like I'm a bold teacher. The energy you put out, when you're putting more energy out, then you're gonna get some easy one that comes in. But those easy ones don't come in unless you're putting the energy out. You guys follow me? So you've got to put more energy out there and within you too. Okay? When I say within you, I'm really referring to people you know. there was an agent here, I used to come here. In the beginning, kind of some of you probably working part-time. So I was working part-time, right? I do retail and I come here, or I'll come here and then I go do retail, whatever, the time allows. But when I come in, I'm on it. You'll know I'm calling, I'm constantly, talking to people, hanging out, whatever, whatnot. And this one agent, called me aside, said, Gary, I see what you do a lot. To say, my first three business came from my family. And I see you don't do that at all. I said, oh, really? Okay. And my first listing came from my daughter's friend, parents. So I started mixing that up. And you find those opportunity comes easier. It's just you gotta show up well to people that know you, right? People that know you also know you. So if it's okay, if you've been showing up differently before, just change it around. They will know when you're growing. People actually appreciate when you grow. What I mean by that is your character is growing. Maybe you're a loose person, you used to be a drunk, play around, that kind of stuff. But now they see you changing. They see you evolving, right? And then they will want to do business with you. I had one, beautiful lady here. And she's like, Harry, all of my people, they want to do business with me. And I'm looking like, as pretty as you are, everybody should be running to you. But they know who she was. So I said, can you show a little growth, for them? Because they're watching you and they see you, if you've been someone that was very flaky in nature before, it's all right. People that know you still wants to see you do well, but they gotta see you evolve, and it may require you doing more stuff out there, and they start seeing that character change in you. Now all of a sudden they call you, hey, yeah, I was thinking about doing this, like, wait a minute, they could have told me that before. And that's happened to all of us. I remember one, my church members, and I used to do so much stuff for the church back then, right? And so this guy just went to an open house and bought this house. This was like, I don't know, 15 years ago. That was $1 million home back then. And I'm like, I was doing photography for the church and I put my real estate stuff in there and you didn't come and say, I wouldn't think of you like that. Sorry. I'm like, okay, that was my mistake. I need to show up more differently to you guys. So that's a work in progress. I hardly ever get into business from the church. But that's cool. The blessings still come. Okay. Any asked so far? Anything you guys can say, okay, if this is how we got from Gary today, what can you tell me what you picked up so far? I just need 2 people to share.
Lead generation, it's the core of everything.
That's great. Okay.
And that connection and emotional connection, make sure we don't get some money out of them.
So what you mean with buyers, that if you can connect well emotionally,
That's how.
then they'll be charged up to do business. Okay. Talk to me about that.
Being active, like every day to do something, so making goals to do some contacts every day.
Thank you. I really want you guys to know that. I believe Ignite, your daily systems, you guys, they review your daily systems with you, right? No?
Who's that?
This is your second class, right?
Yes.
So first class, they talk about your daily systems.
Daily system.
Okay, so 10 people that you talk to, 5 notes that you write. You guys got that?
No, we didn't know that. 10 people to talk to.
Okay, so every day, you talk to at least 10 new people.
10 new people.
Yeah. And then try to get the information. So when you talk to people, these are your three primary goals when you talk to people. Number one, you want to ask them for business. Who do you know? Are you looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate these days, right?
So we're jumping in right away with.
No. We're gonna talk about what, that's your goal at the end of the conversation.
So 10 people.
So you gotta talk to 10 people every day. Especially all, I have my newbies in here. You talk to 10 people, you wanna get at least 5 address, phone number, and email. And you put them into your, come on. Huh? Thank you. You put it into database. What's the database while you're here? Come on, guys, help me out. What's the database while you're here? Your database is your command.
Oh, command. So command is the website that you go into, and then every single time you get a lead, you put it in. That's what he was explaining yesterday.
That's right.
Command is that.
It's it's the app, it's a
And you put, like, the
website. And then you,
anniversaries, the
yeah.
birthdays.
All right, I'm definitely gonna make you guys, hit some core stuff here.
Is there here any database for cold calling for previous customer or contact that
Your phone. Which one?
The laptop too, right?
Okay, okay, hold it.
Get some like numbers that are good.
Oh, like.
Get the yellow pages, I don't care. Get the yellow pages. Anywhere you have, yellow pages still exist, by the way.
Yellow
Even
pages.
in every building, there's a yellow page. Every house, they send you a yellow page. It may be buried somewhere, you go pick it up and call all the businesses there and make contact with people.
Yellow page is more businesses.
Okay, because who are people operating in business?
We need more personal numbers. For homes and person.
Okay, we can go into that. But I always say start with your telephone, your cell phone. Everybody pull up your cell phone. Let me just, I want to register some something. Everybody pull up your cell phone. So go to your contacts, all contacts. Scroll down to the bottom. How many numbers do you have?
I
Call it
have
out.
another phone that has more, but
Okay,
this was a new phone.
okay, so let's see this new phone.
So, I can do both.
Okay, come on, guys, come on. I'm serious.
428.
428,
When you go to contacts and school.
Yeah.
contacts, all, go to the bottom, 160, okay?
27.
Yeah?
27.
You just moved out?
Yeah, well, not recently. I haven't talked to too many people since I've moved here.
3,500.
Oh, shit.
Oh, you're saying.
Yeah, most of mine, I don't even know anymore.
Got 2,500.
These are all. I went to school with-
Okay. All right, so you start with that, whatever that number is. So let me just give you guys some numbers. People you don't know is 50 to 1 contact. Okay, people you know is 12 to 2 contacts. So people you don't know, you generally have to talk to. This is proven, right? People you don't know, you have to talk to 50 people to get 1 contact that say, okay, you can call me back. People you know is 12 to 2. That will say, okay, so if I'm calling, Joe Blow in my phone, hi, we've connected a long time ago. This is Gary. How are you? Great. I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm in real estate. Would you mind if I ask you for your help? What do you mean? I just wanted to be able to check in with you quarterly or yearly to ask for help for my business. Do you mind if I check back with you? Yeah. Do you mind like, if I have your email and address so I can send my business card? You say I want to send my business card to you, so you know who I am, and a thank you card. And the Bible said, okay. So your daily system, now this is where you know you are in this business for real.
I only heard one, right? You only said ask for
ask for
business, you didn't say
business.
two yet, right?
No,
Huh?
For daily systems, you didn't tell us two yet, right? You
As
only
for
told us to ask
business,
for
get at
business.
least
10
contact
new
info.
contacts every day. 5 people you send a thank you card to.
Oh, number 2 is 5 people send thank you.
Yeah,
Is that old people?
yeah. I don't care, whatever people you can get the address from. You need to get the
Oh.
address. You need to get the address and then you want to complete your command for your database, you need the name, the phone number, the email address. Okay? And the physical address. Okay? So you have that, you are creating a business. Your database is your business. That's where you find business. When I say 50 deals, or 50 families I had last year, 43 of them came from my database, my business. These are people, now some of them are people I do open house and I put them in. They get to the open house, I have them to fill out a registry, right? Once they fill that out, you can put in your database. And then you start doing marketing to that. You guys will get to those classes. All right, so that's the first part. Lord Jesus, help us. Wendy. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about your role as a fiduciary for clients, okay? I'm gonna zoom to this. I wanted to spend more time on the first call system. We're gonna zoom to this one, okay? Functionary versus fiduciary. Anybody knows the difference in that?
One is just how you're operating and one has to do with your loyalty to your customers.
I like that. That's a good breakdown. Anybody else? Okay. We exploit one.
Clients, right? Customers.
So be the fiduciary, meaning you are the responsible person for them. I've been blessed lately that I've been sending a lot of referrals out of California. And I sent this agent who seems to, my coach actually gave her to me in Austin. And this client of mine bought 2 houses from her. And, you know, it's always talking to me, you know, how the deal is going, blah, blah. It's a handful guy, because I dealt with him here. But I brought him into real estate. It was a gentleman that came from China. I know him, I don't know, about 10, 12 years ago. And I told him, I said, listen, he came from China as an immigrant. I said, you know, tell me your makeup. Say, I have a son, he's 9 years old. I would like for him, you know, him and the wife to transition here. I said, okay. But can I give you an idea on how you can be blessed for your life? I said, yeah, talk to me. So I said, well, let's get you into real estate. Buy 1 or 2 real estate. And I promise you, when your son goes to college, it's not going to cost you anything. I said, okay, I like that. How do I do that? He only had like, you know, $100,000. I said, do you have any other money somewhere? He said, well, I want a condo in Shanghai or something like that. I said, how much is a condo worth? So it's worth a lot. I said, what is a lot? So well, US dollar is probably worth close to $2 million. So sell that baby. Sell it, and let's start bringing that money over here. Let's turn it around for you. I said, do you plan on going back to China anytime soon? He said, no, really, our goal is to kind of relocate here, blah, blah. So I got him to buy a couple of homes, actually 3 homes then. And at that time, you know, he doesn't have a social security card. I mean, he's a smart, David is smart. He's a smart guy. Anyway, I got to buy these 3 properties. And then, because it was a CEO in China, and this was Trump first administration, and Trump, make a deal with China to bring their producing, steel producing company, to US, right? And so he was the master of that. But their factory was in Indiana. So when he first came here, he was looking through setting that up. But, they decided, the government decided for them to go put it in Indiana where they can help this local market and stuff, right? So I said, that's fine. I said, California is still your best place to initially invest. So we got in 3 or 4 properties. And anyway, these guys make millions now. It's worth about $4 million in real estate now. Anyway, so I sent him to his son now made it to college. Right? We sold one of the house here. He made like $400,000 selling the house. So he said, okay, Gary, I kind of like this. I want to go invest in Houston now. My son is going to. And so I connected him with the KW agent there. And this is, I'm bringing you guys to fiduciary. Okay, so I'm not just talking ramble. So they were in the deal. They did inspection on the property. David is smart. He'll buy the property as cash, and then he will refinance it and take his money out, right? But as cash, he has leverage, especially not in California, it doesn't make a whole lot of difference, but Indiana, Austin, I think it's cash money, goes a long way. So you always negotiate as low as possible for cash, right? And so they did inspection of this property. They got a property like $30,000 below was to get it for. They did inspection, and the agent was like, so she just gave him inspection report, like, make a decision what you want. Because it was cash and it's not really anything, all they can ask was credit back from the seller. So they asked for credit of $1,500. So before that, I saw his property, and by the way, we've had some fights too. So he listed his property here that I sold it, I bought for him, 10 years ago. He listed it up and with another agent. Because he had called me up and said, Gary, can you take 1%? I said, no, I ain't taking no 1%. The minimum I'll take is 2%. And he said, no. So whatever he went to this other agent, she took it. Okay, no problem. But they didn't sell it. So then the wife told him, like, David, no, Gary's when I got into all of this stuff. You gotta go back to Gary. So it came back to me. But the property needed some work. It's a nice house in Chino with a pool. But behind the house is this huge eucalyptus tree. You all know how that government eucalyptus tree does, right? It just shed crap into your yard. So everybody that went there, they were scared that the pools got too much maintenance to do because that tree, and the tree is, on a city land. All right. So when I took the list, I'm like, sure, David, the reason why people are not buying a house is because of this government tree. So I said, I'm gonna cut it. I don't care. So I called the gardener, we cut it. Now I got him involved with the guy because even when I negotiate, David comes on, he then negotiate better, with the client, with the gardener. They cut the tree, they prune the tree. So anyway, we did all of that. And we got a proper sold, and he ended up making pretty good money. So now on this other deal, where this lady's like, no, you make the decision. So they close, and then when they close, they find out what needs to be done is about $5,000. And because he doesn't live in Austin, he lives in Indiana, so he just comes in and goes out, right? So he called me and said, I find that lady, I don't like her. So I got another agent in Alabama to look at a $1 million property. So my point is, fiduciary is how embedded are you going to be in it with your clients? Spending their money, I don't advise you to Sally was saying. Spending their money to take care of what needs to be done, so you can be in there, like, I said, deal with people like you would deal with yourself. My wife always asks me like, oh, if you're helping us, you need to help us more than you're helping us with your clients. I said, "Like I help my clients." I help everybody the same way. You just be in there, making sure you are responsible as much as you can. See what I'm saying? But don't put your hands off, which is what that lady says. She sold a deal, a house for the guy in December and closed another one January 29. Don't you want to deal with that person? Even though it's a headache, but you're getting closings from it. So I got another agent now. Now they're looking at a 4-unit property. I'm sure a 4-unit in Austin is still going to be close to $1 million. So Austin is not cheap. All right.
Do you work in Austin too or what?
No, I just do a referral. So with Keller Williams, we are all over the world, right? You can refer anybody out and you get your 25% of it. Yeah. And then managing the money. I thought, am I going back?
I think you went back.
Okay. All right. Oh, this. Okay, and then we review the success system. Okay. Okay, let's all read this together.
Your business will have as big an impact on it as the number of leads you have.
We'll talk about that, all right? That your leads, well, before your leads though, what comes before your leads?
Making contact.
Your activity, right? Whatever activity, listen, if the simple way, even if it's like, okay, you live in certain neighborhood, right? You don't have, oh, who was telling me that? Who do I call? You live in a neighborhood. You live in a apartment building, a condo building, whatever that may be. If you go down knock everybody in that complex, you're gonna get your 20 contacts or your 10 contacts, right? If people is in an apartment building, who are buyers? Are people that rent, right? So you can, if you're in the building already, boom. And if you're in a neighborhood, you done up 20 homes, you're gonna talk to 10 people. And you already know their address when you get there. All you need is to get their name and their phone number and email address. Right? You're not asking them for the address. Other people that you call, you gotta ask for the address. So it's having that mindset that who are the 10 people I'm gonna speak to today? Right? You done up a street today, you done up another street the next day. And after don't go too far in the beginning, maybe 300 homes. You done up those and then you come back a month later. So done knocking them again. Come back a month later, done knocking them again. Guess what? You're gonna get this. So if you don't have leads anywhere or you don't have a book, I do subscribe to a lot of stuff that get me, contacts and all that stuff. But you don't have to do that. You just gotta go be at arm's length where you are connecting with people. And even if it's, you say, hey, I don't want to talk to my neighbors. Well, first of all, you need to talk to everybody, right? But if you say, no, I don't want to talk to my neighbors, you're comfortable with talking with people you don't know, go to Home Depot, hell. Stay outside for 2 hours and have something to share with them. You'll get those contacts. And so one thing I want you guys to know, okay, there are 3 sorts of people. Everybody say 3. 3 sorts of people. Is that right? Okay. There are people that like you. They love everything about you. You are their kind of person, you fall into them. We all can get along easily with those people, right? There's another group of people they don't like you. They don't hate you either. They just even care about you. It's up to you to move them towards you. Right? And there is a third group that don't like anything about you. So let me give you guys a quick story. I said, like, okay, here comes with the story. When I was in college, Dr. Zachariah, I went to Columbia, and this Dr. Zachariah, I think he's Jewish guy, whatever, very great professor. Really, I mean, profound. If a professor gets into you, Dr. Zachariah got into you. Everybody that takes his class is like, oh my God, I have Dr. Zachariah. Can I get a C out of this class? And you know how you know somebody is really great at what they do? Now, I take Dr. Zachariah class. And if somebody is gonna ever hate you, it feels like this guy hates you. Now, I'm not like most people. I don't look and say, oh, this person doesn't like me. I look at what they can do. It's a damn good instructor, professor, right? He's really, really good. I mean, I took a few classes from him. And when I'm taking his classes, and sometimes I actually do less in some other class because I want to prove to this guy I'm good. And he just would not give him a break, but he never failed me. I took like maybe 3 or 4 classes from him. I think I got 3 B's and 1 A. And the 1 A I was the only A in that class. Because I know, I think one of my co-students, everybody will, will ask him question. He'll be like, okay, very good. If I ask him a question, he will just ignore me. And so we did it one time that one guy asked the same exact question I asked him that he didn't give any credence to. And he told that guy, very good. I was like, ooh. So come graduation day, I saw Dr. Zachariah, and he came to me, and he looked at me. He said, you never give up, huh? I said, no. I said, but thank you. Even though you give me all kind of hell in class, you grade me, I think, fairly. I said, yeah. I was teaching you for life. And now, how many professors do you have in college, right? I remember Dr. Zachariah today. So my point is, some people that don't like you, they don't know you, right? It's up to you. So even my challenge is to deal with those third group of people. Most people run away from the third group of people. Because I don't care who you are, white, black, green, there'll just be some people that don't like you. They don't like you because you're too tall. They don't like you because you're too short. They don't like you because you're brown. They don't, whatever that may be. My challenge is to find a way to connect with those people. That's when your skill improves, guys. Because it's easy for us to get along with people that get along with us, right? The challenge of growing as a person is to find why this person does not. And this deep, I mean, honestly, I've never had anybody that they will give you a hard time. They didn't give me a hard time. But I've sent him when it was in Indiana. I don't know how many referrals. I mean, I didn't like the agent in Indiana, by the way. She sold like 20 properties. She didn't give me money on 2 of them. So some agents, scrupulous and stuff. Because I get it, because the client is very hard to deal with, but he's got money, So whatever that may be, and find a way to get along with that person, to connect with people. That's where your skill, your money will show up, for you. All right. Is there supposed to be a lead generation in this class? Okay. Let's start with this well.
So did you tell us 3 for primary goal?
I'll get there, I don't remember the whole thing, I get there. I
Just
remember the
making
first
sure.
three. Okay, I get it. All right, so everybody, let's read this together.
Accountable people achieve results others can only dream of.
Say that again.
Accountable people achieve results others can only dream of.
What does that mean to you, Austin?
That means that if I hold myself accountable for my business, I will achieve great rates. If I allow myself to fall into the excuses.
You are right on the mark, my man, right on the mark. There was a young man that was in this office, he moved, I don't know where, because he used to be in one of those offices there. And boy, you talk about a cold color. This dude called all day long, all day long, all day. It's on the phone. It's on every time I walk by. I used to be downstairs, right? Every time I walk by, even though I feel like I'm calling nothing to this guy. I mean, he'll be there for 6 hours, 8 hours, just banging the phone, banging the phone, banging the phone. And he did that probably for 6 months, no business happening. And then, before the end of that first year, he was a commercial guy. And so he's calling all these commercial businesses, you know, blah, blah, blah. And before the end of that year, it took like 3 listings. And I'm talking $2 million, $6 million. He got a couple of $6 million deals like that. And it kept doing that. So the next year, this was a guy that, I mean, he dresses up pretty well, but the next year, Humber was flying. I mean, he had one of them sports car, I don't know, Maserati or whatever that he bought. Humber was doing it well, you know, and I think he got married to some girl. They left town. So hopefully he's still doing this. I don't really follow, I forgot his name, but he was on it. Man, this guy was on it. So when you are accountable, business will come. When you are accountable, I always believe in help. When my kids were in school, to get them better, I always go get them a coach. Right? My son, you know, God bless his soul. For him to be really good in, he used to be a runner with Under Army. What do they call them? The one cross-country runner. And I got him a coach to do it. And he really do start doing well when he got into competition. So same thing for my business. Even when I couldn't afford it, I got into coaching. I started with McFerry coaching. Paying, they used to do 2-on-1, and they always pair me with some guy that they never do their own work. You know, we both pay him $450 a month for coaching, and the coach they'll match us together. This guy, they're always trying to find him on his coaching call. He's never there. You know, and I went from 3 different partners because I'm like, I'm paying $450. I'm gonna do my job. And then I went to MAPS coaching. I pay $1,000 a month for MAPS coaching. I've been doing that for like probably 8-9 years now. Even when business look like it's down, I mean, my coaches have taken me to a different level for sure. So being accountable really does matter. It really does matter that you are accountable. And what I want you guys to be accountable is to be accountable to your daily systems. If you do that, you're going to do well in this business. Where you know, if you don't finish your work for that day, you ain't signing up. You know, you got to hang out with some friends, you can't hang out. Or you go hang out with the friends with a commitment to finish your daily assignment. Right? If you're gonna go with some guys at the bar, hello, hey guys, before we get started with playing, whatever we're gonna do at the bar, I need your help. So give me your contacts. Who do you know that I can talk to? Just give me 2 people that I can talk to in real estate. Give me 2 people. Boom, boom, boom. You can kind of outsmart yourself to get this thing done if you are passionate about it. And when I'm taking bullshit, I think I went to a Clippers game. I took one of the agents here. We went to the Clippers game. I said, look, I'm still 10 people short on my ball. I'm gonna do some contact before we watch the game, okay? So all the people, sitting next to me, my business card, hey, how you doing? What do you do? I'm in real estate. I just want to give you a card if you have any questions about real estate. And I did those 10 contacts in there, and then I sat down and watched the game. It's making that commitment that you're gonna be accountable. And being accountable could be to a partner. I believe all of you newbies, you're gonna have somebody, a productivity coach over you. Please be accountable to them. There's something we call 411 in Keller Williams. 411 is 4 weeks, 1 month, 1 year, whatever your goal is for 1 year. I mean, I've been in this business for donkey years. I still do that with my coach. And I sometimes I get my coach behind too, and I say, listen, you need to make me accountable. And she's like, yeah, you're my best student. You do all your work. I said, no, you still need to make me accountable. Don't let me get away with it. Like, oh, you need it. Yeah, don't give me that. Make me accountable. I'm paying you $1,000 shit. Okay. Okay, so accountability partners. Somebody just read that. Read through that. Actually, let's all read one line in there. How about that? Let's start with
All of it or just one?
this one line, the first one.
Okay, provide a safe place to share.
Okay.
Follow through with action items.
Okay.
Listen and pay attention while the other person shares.
And set up frequency of checking in with each other.
Nice.
Dig deep to find out why you do the things you do.
Respect each other in the process.
Okay. I need to stay in class with us. You've been doing a lot.
I'm making money. Create a commitment and stick to it.
Be open to receiving feedback.
Give specific feedback.
Have each other's best interest in mind.
That's being accountable. I find that when you pay people to be accountable to them, you just do more. You do more. Because, even my wife is like, why do you keep paying this $1,000? Don't you know this business by now? And I say, but every now and then she'll tell me, Gary, I think you can get 5 listings this month. I'm like, okay, coach. And something, even though she said very small, my brain would just be like, I gotta find 5 listings. And sometimes I did that. So it's being accountable to somebody and following through what they are, what they are advising to do. So in the beginning, yeah, you don't have it. So that's why you create an accountable partner, to deal with. Choose an accountability partner. Now, this is the beginning. I know we have some people online. Talk to somebody here. Are you willing to be my accountability partner? Meaning, I report to you, you report to me. And because if you find somebody telling you, did you do your 10 contacts yesterday? Guess what? After 3 times of telling you and you didn't do it, you're gonna start feeling like, okay, I need to step up my game. Right? And once you start doing it, oh my God, your whole body just start feeling good. It really start feeling. There are times when I spent Wendy, let's go ahead and check out, okay? We'll sign back up when I get upstairs. I don't think I get a chance to do it. So there are times we spend, and she's on in, Philippines time, when we are doing lead generation together. And sometimes it takes a whole day to do it. Like today was great, I feel like we started around 9:50, and by 11 o'clock, I hit like 12 contacts and got 2 good leads too. Like, yes, thank you, Lord. So, but I'm still gonna go back to it because my goal is to do 20 a day. Now, yesterday we ended up with 13, but Lord, yesterday I had a lot of distractions. Like we make 2 calls, distraction, 2 calls, distraction, and it's a whole lot of that to get 2 calls, right? Because I love it when I'm calling my database. Now, the only thing is my database, it may be a long call. Sometimes you're in there for 15 minutes, but when we talk about the 4th conversation, I'm gonna get to that real quickly before we close. When you're calling people you gotta be present with them. So there is an acronym. Okay, let me not jump to that. I'll come back to it. So it may be a longer conversation with people than people you don't know. They don't want your business and hang up on you, right? But people you have to be present with them around what matters to them, right? And then bring it back into real estate. Bring it back. Don't end, if you go, as an agent in San Diego, he said his stomach is getting pretty big. All it does is go out for lunch. He goes out with his buddy, potential client or prospect, go to lunch with them, eat with them. They talk about their life, blah, blah, blah. And at the end, he said, can you help me? Who do you know that's looking to buy or sell a home? And he does 50 to 60 business every year. He says it was doing that consistently for 3 years. He just go out. So his goal is to go out to lunch with somebody 5 times a week. That's his appointments. So everybody's model is different. It's just what brings you joy, but it say we'll get a referral, it will go to lunch, and then next day, hey, Jay, I got somebody for you. They need to sell their house. Right? Look at that listing. So that kind of stuff. Okay, so choose it. All right. Okay, so the daily systems. This is what Mr. Miller was asking about. So we want to get 10 out of 10 conversations, and then 10 out of 10 contacts added to your database. So you need to add those conversations. If you all go to console.command.com or .kw.com, if you don't know, just stop with Stephanie and say, hey, how do I sign up for my command? Okay, Stephanie, or is it Coach Joe's name?
Yeah.
Yeah, either one of them will help you to set up your command. It comes with you being a KW agent. And guys, I got 40 pieces of business from that database last year. You can too. Okay, it's set up for you to send marketing to them. They have it all in there. You gotta learn a little bit about it. As you can see, I'm not the most technology savvy person. But you gotta do everything now until you get, enough business where you can have help. Okay, but they will help you. And there's a class. I still got a text this morning. Social media, cloud, whatever, login. That they're constantly helping you to finance your business. So goal is 10 conversations a day. And the goal is that 10 conversations, you can add it to your database. So what that means is you may have to have 20 conversations to have 10 people to add to your database. Okay? you don't have to have everything. You know, you get their name, you get their phone number, okay, that's something. If you can have the email and the physical address to it, that's a complete thing. Because if you have the address, then you can email, comms, there are different things you can do to command. Flyers, you can send through command to them. Okay. And then, so because at least 5 of those, you want to send handwritten notes to and send your business card to. Thank you for talking to me yesterday. Just wanted to remind you, if you have any questions on real estate, I would love to be your contact person. Sign. That's still very valuable when people see your card. And then 10 social media posts, 5 engagement, 1 response. So you 10 social media posts.
So what's number 3? Is that the social media?
Yeah,
It should be 10, not 5.
yeah. So these are all the things that you do. What I want you guys to leave here with, this class is about embracing your job. If you're working, tell me what, for you guys to feel like you have a successful year, what number would that look like if you make this much money this year? Somebody give me a number.
For a successful year,
Mhm.
I don't have a limit anymore.
Well, give me a number. You can, it can be, can,
I mean, 200,000,
okay,
that's not.
all right, that's good. 150, okay. 100,000,
Like 50.
all right.
For the year,
Mhm.
I'm showing me
Mhm.
5 to 15 million this year. But I know it's kind of impossible because I would have to sell $65 million a month, which means I would probably need a team. Right?
Yeah,
You could do
5
it.
million,
so your brain will move to the capacity,
9, 10.
okay. Everything is possible.
5 to 15
Is that sales? Is that the
pocket.
bucket? Okay, so make $5 million. Obviously, if you're getting 2.5% on a sale, that means you need to do almost 200 million sales.
I got 5 off-market properties right now in Malibu, all Ocean View, 1 oceanfront. 2 of them are 15 million, 2 of them are 33 million, 1 is 55 million. So I know that God probably saw, oh, that's gonna be 9 million commission, but then I start getting it being cut. So that's why, because I've been putting in a lot for years and making nothing, so I'm accumulating, I'm like, what about this year? What about that year?
Right.
I want it to materialize this
Okay.
year.
Now, again, like I said, real estate is where you can live the life you want, but you gotta work it. All right? I want you to have that number in mind and say, okay, if I like to start, I like to start with 100,000, just so you guys can see the numbers. Okay? If you're gonna make 100,000 and if you use 2.5%, that means you need to sell about 6 million of real estate. That's very possible. So now you look at that 6 million, like, okay, how many houses that need? The people I know, the area I want to sell, what's the average home going for? Right? So you can see that. And if you're gonna make $9 million, then you have to look at how many homes you have to sell in order for that to come to be. Now, if you are gonna make 9 million, let's say 100,000. Look at, okay, so that's me selling 6 million, or is it, I don't know if it's 3 million, I don't know my numbers that well either, but I know my numbers when it comes to my number, right? So whatever that number is, you need to, and in the average of that number. So if I want to make 100,000 and each deal I'm making is 15,000,
Like 4 million.
okay? So, 15,000, so 15 times 4, no, that's 60,000. So I need to do like about 8 deals or 7 to 8 deals. Right? So to do 7 to 8 deals, that's 7 close contracts. So how many appointments is going to lead me to get that contract? It's usually 2 to 1. So I need to have 16 solid appointments that I can get contracts signed, right? And then how many leads is going to generate to an appointment? That's usually about 3 or 4 to 1, depending on who you are, of leads to appointments. So then how many, so if I need to get 4 leads to 1, and I need to do 14 of those 1 to become 8 closed deals, right? So now, if it's 4 to 1, so I need 14. So 4 times 1, I need to get about 28, 52, 56 leads. So to get to 56 leads, how many contacts is it taking me from 1 to get 1 lead, right? So now if you're doing 200 contacts to get 1, that means to get 56 of that 1, I need to do 200 times 56. You guys follow that? It's knowing your number. That this is what's, because you have to first envision it. In my team, we always every week, every Monday, like, okay, what's our goal this week? What do we need to do? I always frame it that, okay, can we get our ratios better in terms of the contacts we make and the leads that we achieve, right? If you have this clarity around you, so now you see why you're like, okay, I need to do 56 leads, and that's gonna be, I don't know. Can somebody give me 56 times 200? Somebody give me 56 times 200.
200,000 or just 200?
200. 11,200. So it's 11,200. So if I'm working about 11 months in a year, because you're gonna have vacation time, you're gonna have holiday time. So about 11 months. So that's about 1,000 contacts per month. If I'm gonna do 1,000 contacts per month, that means each week I need to come up with 250 contacts each week. Are you guys following me?
Yeah.
So when you have clarity, so now if you know it's 250 per week, how many contacts you need to make per day? Because you have 5 days in a week, right? So how many contacts you need to make per day? So do you see why if you embrace your job and you know, okay, I need to get this much contacts for the day, and when that day is not done, you don't walk away from it. And then now, the other part of it is the neurons of our brain, when we achieve that result in that day, like, okay, it's 40 contacts I need to make today. And I get to 38, and I get to 40. The feeling is so good. It is so good that you can go home and say, I have done my job for the day. Right? Now, can we make the ratio get better? In the beginning, it's going to be that hard. I want you to embrace that. But can you make the ratio get better? So now you say, okay, maybe instead of me just cold calling, that's why we don't advise to do too much cold calling. It's okay to do it, but it can't be all cold call, because remember what I told you, it's 50 to 1 when you call people you don't know. It's 12 to 2 when you call people you know. So if it's 12 to 2, that I'm calling people I know, you see, this is decisions we have to make within ourselves. If it's 12 to 2 people that I'm calling that I know, and I need to get 14 contacts, but it's 12 to 2. Are you guys following what I'm saying here? So it's less contacts you need to make when you're calling more of the people you know. You see that? So now, that's one of the reasons why my goal is to do 20 contacts a day. Because I know in 20 contacts, generally, an average, I do 3 days of calling people I know, 2 days of calling people I don't know. And unfortunately, I will never hit 20 with those people. I don't know. But some days I can call through people I know and get 30, 40 calls like that. And it feels so good. The neurons of your brain tells you you've done your job. And sometimes I go home and I'm home at 6 o'clock and I'm just relaxed, right? And sometimes I get home at 8:30 because it was a long ass day. You know, Monday was tough like that yesterday. I think I left about 7:30 yesterday. And I still end up with 13. So, but those days that you hit it and you did it where you're supposed to do it, you feel, and guess what? If you have more of those days that you feel great that you've done your job. By the way, when you've done your job, business will come. It will come. So all we need to do is find within us to do the job. All we need to do is to find within us to do the job. And enjoy it, because now you give yourself permission to go have fun, go get a beer, you know, go to the bar, whatever you want to do, because you've done it right. You know, that guy, which I remember his name, I think it's Cole or something like that, or Cody. It just used to kill it in that room right there. Everybody see it. And nobody duplicated it. Even I couldn't duplicate it. But he got the result because he was looking for something that he wanted. And within a year, he had a Maserati. You know, I mean, in the first 6 months, he had nothing. You know, but he stayed on it and it got it to that result. Okay. Woo! Well, okay, so we need to do lead generation part. Let me. This is done, right? This is the last slide. I want to make sure. I thought I was reading was more than this yesterday. Okay. Yes. Stephanie or Kojo, can you come up here? I want to make sure I got all the slides in. Anybody got questions? Okay, so I think the last part of the class is for us to do lead generation. But I see everybody's kind of like antsy. You guys are done with me? No? Okay, all right. We can make some calls together. The cell service is pretty good here. So you guys make some calls? Or you want me to just do, I can do, I can go to answering you guys' questions, really more like, you know, troubleshoot anything that you're doing calls on. Have anybody make any call at all since you started?
How do you start the conversation to a call? You know, you don't want to jump in right into like real estate. You want to like, you know?
Okay. You asked me about Ford conversation. Okay. Everybody write the word Ford, F-O-R-D down. So put F at just line by line, F-O-R-D. What does F stand for? Family. Okay. So I'm sorry, what's your name again?
David,
David. What's up, David? How you doing?
good, yourself?
Great. So you look really good. How's the family?
They're doing well.
Okay. So tell me the makeup of your family again.
Wife, kid, daughter.
How old is your daughter or son?
She's already in college.
In college? Okay, great. Which college is she going to?
UCLA.
UCLA? That's phenomenal. So did she made it to UCLA? You guys support her, or was it some scholarship?
Paid for, yeah.
Paid for? Great job. You and your family are doing very well. That's awesome. So you guys see that? All right. So we continue to talk about that. So I'm curious, what is she studying at UCLA?
some sort of coding thing and
No, that's.
Yeah.
Okay,
science thing.
yeah, it's kids are really good. Yeah, that's awesome. So that's the only one you guys have too, right?
Mhm.
Nice, nice. You know, I don't know how some family does, you know, have multiple children like Jesus, Lord. What it take to take care of that one?
Done, yeah.
Can you imagine you have multiple of them? You know, David, you know, it's so great to talk to you. I'm just wondering, you know, now that your daughter is in college, are you guys thinking about real estate these days?
Yeah.
Right? So what's the plan? Do you guys currently own a home right now?
Yes,
Okay. How long have you had a home?
it's been a couple of years, I don't know, 10 years. something
10 years?
like that.
That's great, great. So I'm just curious, do you feel good that you own a home for 10 years?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you built some wealth, you know, in the home?
Mhm.
Great, great. You know, one of the things I like to do is teach people to repeat that, right? If you look at the forefathers of this country, they fought to have a land, have their place. Imagine when you own that home, you look 10 years later, now you've built wealth of 400 to 500,000. If you in LA, you've built $400,000 to 500,000 in wealth in that home, right?
Mhm.
How would that feel if you do that again?
Yeah, I mean, obviously great.
So you need to be talking to somebody like me that really want to steer you to let your family legacy continue to grow. All right? When can we meet to have a couple of coffee so I can give you some ideas around how to do that? All right? That's seminar coming. And we stayed around the family. You guys follow me? That's why sometimes when you're doing person to person call, it could take longer. Okay. It could take longer. And be okay with that. And sometimes you can't get to real estate in here because you know you'll see me put on black this morning. Really before this class, I went to view a client. It was a couple that I've been talking to them about. They have a condo that they should buy a single family home. The wife was from wheelchair. She has some kind of disease. I've prayed with her and other stuff, and I'm usually good at praying and healing people. But you can only pray what people can believe, right? I mean, I've seen her with that she only believes so much. She's a Christian lady, but you know, she only believes so much. Anyway, my point is today, and I was telling them, sell your condo, buy a single family home. It will be more comfortable for your wife to go around. That condo or townhouse, it's a townhouse, right? When she go upstairs, she stays upstairs for the whole freaking day. You know, he literally called me at the end of last year, like, can you give me some help for my shop? And I said, let me make some calls around. So I was calling around to find people that would do in-home care. I said, I've set up like an in-home care for her, blah, blah. Anyway, short of it is she passed away. So I went there today to view her. You know, brother's solid, really solid. Stay by his wife all the way through. I really appreciate that. But whatever that may be, so and she actually sent me a text like, Gary, I'm going through some stuff here. If I make it through here, we're gonna listen to you. Right? It's a little too late. But those are the things that you have when you're talking to people you know. Yeah. So, what is O for? Huh?
Ownership.
No, occupation.
Occupation. All right. Let's talk about occupation. So, what's your name, I'm sorry?
Chris.
Chris? What's up, Chris? How you doing?
Good.
All right. So, what do you do again before coming to this business?
Transportation, luxury,
Okay.
private clients.
Okay, great, great. That's awesome. So have you come across celebrities along the way, stuff like that?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Do you have celebrities that you have on your phone? You know?
Yeah.
Nice, nice. So you see how your database can increase right there. I'm making you see how your database can increase. Because those celebrities, you know, imagine if you call them, hi, you know, this is Grace. Just wanted to let you know I'm doing real estate on the side. you know, if you're still servicing them, right? But I do real estate on the side, you know, can you help me? Okay, ask for help. And anyway, so this, isn't that great? You know, you walk around great people all the time. Who do you know, in that business that you think, you know, they will be showing to buy a home or pick up a few more homes? Right? So now I'm asking for a forum, but we talk about the occupation that it does, right? And always take people to a high level, if you can, right? Find, I don't want to use the word civilized, but always find the good in people, that you can relate to, right? So, but this is the fourth conversation. What's the R stand for? Austin, do you know what the R stand for?
No.
Okay, what R stand for again? Anybody else? R, in fourth, what does that stand for? Recreation. David was saying it earlier on. So, recreation is obviously, what you love to do. Yeah,
What was, oh,
occupation. Okay, so, Austin, what do you like to do?
I like to take my dogs for walks.
Really? Where you gonna take them to? Which, is there a park or the beach, what, where you guys, just in the neighborhood?
Remote areas where I can do training with.
Okay. That would be outside where there's nobody around. Right? Okay. So we're gonna change that around in real estate, okay? We're gonna do that around where people are.
But you can actually take it back, like, oh, you know, what kind of training? And then whatever training you do, where do you get, like, do you get dogs from like a special breeder or, you know, like, yeah, like you can start trying to figure out.
Keep that conversation going, keep it going. So, yeah, go ahead.
Like what kind of training?
That sound. Tech, training.
Oh, like the police dogs or like
Where to bite, when to
security dogs, it's like, oh, that's pretty cool.
bite training.
So do you get like how do you get the dogs, or is just like any dog?
Oh, just my two dogs.
what breed are your dogs?
They are German Shepherd and Great Pyrenees.
So they're big dog, it's not like a little shih tzu.
Did you get them when they were younger? Or you got them when they was?
Or they like
I
retired?
got them as young adults.
Oh, okay.
And where did you get it from?
One was my girlfriend's. She already had him. The other was at the ASPCA. I think.
If somebody is looking to have the same kind of dog, where do you think they can go to?
I would recommend. If they want a specific breed, I would recommend that they look for a breeder of that breed.
All right, so, these breeders, do they usually have it in their home, right?
Kennels.
Okay. So, if you're making connection with different breeders in the area, right? Being an expert in raising this kind of dogs, right?
They need enough space for kennels. Various.
So-
features.
Can they connect you with other breeders that, you know, people generally know who's doing the same thing you're doing, right? Can they connect you with those people? Can they connect you aspiring breeders, people that told them they like to do the same thing? So those people, can they be a source of business? Can you call on those people, hey, you know, I understand you're looking to do, to breed some dogs, obviously, if you have that vision, tell me what's your vision around that? Oh, I need to get a house, that's gonna have that. Well, most people don't want you to rent that home. What can you do, to make it possible for you to buy? Well, you know, my income is based on what I do. Okay, great. You're a business person. Do you have, money coming in from what you do? Yes, I do. Okay. You do file taxes on that? No, I probably didn't say no. Okay. So, I'm a little bit more than a realtor. I believe in being just more than a realtor. I believe in really finding out, how to get people to be financed. I don't do financing. I could be doing financing. I don't, I love sales. I love
Conversation, walking them through.
So, maybe sit down. By the way, I'll advise you all, Chris is here, take him to lunch. Who are the people you finance? How do you finance them? What kind of, have different scenarios of people and find out how they finance it. Right? So you put that into your emblem, and now when you meet those people, you know what to say. Don't just sign up for a lender. I mean, everybody's model is different. I don't. I take every appointment. So agents were like, oh, okay, you're not pre-approved. Let me get you with my lender. And they send it to the lender. If the lender doesn't connect well, whatever, that person is gone. So a coaching call of mine, I've been in coaching for a long time, said, no, Gary, don't do that. Meet with the people. You're going to be the source of connecting them with the lender. You know their file well. Yeah. Chris is a lender right there. Chris Rivera. Fernando is another one. And they're brokers, so they know different kind of deals, but take a lot from their mind. And you do that in a one-on-one setting with them. Hey, I'm new. I just wanted to let you know this is my name is Gary. I'm a new agent. I really like to know myself. Do you mind if I take your lunch? And then don't make the lunch be content driven, where you have, okay, what, who are the kind of people that can get finance? How much money do you got making? How long do you have to be working? What kind of factor study do you need to do? Can somebody get finance that doesn't have money, but they make good money? They don't have money in the savings, enough savings, but they make good money. Find out all about it, right? And the more you know, the more is in your cannon to shoot when you have the opportunity, right? Now you're going to sound like a pro when you're dealing with people, and you're going to be able to give them the full detail. All right? Okay. So we're coming to 4 o'clock.
Dealers dreams.
Eh? I don't know.
Dreams.
Oh,
Oh, dreams. Okay. Guys, you're making me accountable. Okay. You gotta finish this part of conversation with us. Okay. So dream is about what do you visualize yourself to be? Who do you want to be? Find out who you want to be. I'm doing this. I want to be a doctor. I want to be very successful. I want to have 10 homes. So you maybe meet a buyer and you're thinking they just want to buy 1 home, and you find out they actually want to buy 10 of them. There is someone I connected with for 3 in California, went to Indiana for 22 properties in Indiana. Now it's in Austin, it's for 2 already in Austin, and about to buy some more. Yeah. So you find out all of this and you create relationships. So I want to make sure the main thing, I'm going to go back. How did you say I go back? Okay, I can go back. Let's go back to that system thing. This baby right here. Guys, embrace your job. I don't know, those of you on Zoom, I don't know how many people on Zoom. Many?
5.
Okay, thank you all. Oh, really?
There's a chat.
Okay, I like that. Come on, let me get the shot so I can.
Oh, that's how many contacts in the year, maybe, or in the month?
Okay. They were, when we were going through the numbers, they were coming up with their stuff. That's fine, that's good. All right, thank you, guys. Appreciate you guys. So, what I do want you all to embrace your job. So everybody stand up. If you are on Zoom, I want you to stand up too. You know, when you go to the courthouse, they ask you to raise your hand, right? And swear to go. Right? I want everybody to your heart. Okay. So I want to say, I'm a great salesperson. Keep your hand up. Keep your hand up, brother. I'm a great salesperson.
I'm a great salesperson.
I will do
I will do
what it takes
what it takes
to be great.
to be great.
I am a top producer.
I am a top producer.
I have a top producer mind.
I have a top producer mind.
I will do top producer activities,
I will do top producer activities.
and my activities will give me great results.
And my activities will give me great results.
I start from today.
I start from today.
I will never yield
I will never yield
from embracing my job.
from embracing my job.
All right, come on. Give somebody a high five. Give somebody a high five. Solid high five, guys. Solid. Make it good. I want to hear it. Solid. Come on, guys. Come on. Come on. Awesome. There you go. There you go. There we go. All right, so please, guys. The aha I want you to leave with, guys. The aha I want you to leave it with is you're gonna do this thing daily. All right? If you can't get to 10, I want you to commit to a number. 10 per day is what I advise you to do. But commit to a number right now within yourself. I'm gonna commit to this number. If it's 10, great. If it's 5, I'm okay with that. But commit to that number and never go below that number. Go for a month. A month. That's 30 days from today. I'm not talking about the weekend. It's talking about the weekdays. I'm not talking about holidays. Okay? Commit to that number and make that number real for you. Find somebody you're gonna talk to about real estate. Okay? Within that number, and you'll see results change.
But those days are technically the best one to make contact. Like I feel people are way more relaxed on the.
So 5 days, whatever your 5 days is gonna be. If you're gonna work Saturday or Sunday and skip Monday and Tuesday, whatever that may be, just 5 days a week, commit to that number and make it happen, girl.
I have a question.
Okay?
How do we get credit for the classes that we've been in?
Huh?
How do we get credit for the classes that we've taken?
For Ignite?
Yeah.
That's
Do you
it.
report us, or like, how does it did 80% go?
Well,
No sign up or? contract?
yeah, well, I think this is more your own, this is your business, right?
Fighting.
Oh, that's true, that's true.
I saw Simon like walking by earlier, so.
Yeah, check with the staff on that one. Check with the staff on that one. My job is to come here, get you guys started by the class. I'll see you guys next time around, okay? Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Gary.
Gary's first.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
That's a little bit. So, I'm gonna laugh at that. I know it's a place to pass the exam, but should I still be going up there, like, trying to, like, meet people, like, up at it, but they got to try to screw it up. Well, you still, pass that, right?